I'm Irina. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be ranking all of my Avon eyebrow products. They're gonna be ranked from worst to best in my opinion. If you're new to my channel, I love it if you check out my other videos. I do a lot of Avon demos, reviews, tutorials, things like that. And I have more best and worst planned. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe, hit the bell, like, you know the drill. Before I get into the actual ranking of my eyebrow products from Avon, I would like to start by doing a little disclaimer saying that this is my opinion only, and how I do my eyebrows can be quite different from how you do your eyebrows. Also, the type of products that I like, it's quite dependent on the type of eyebrows I have. And we all do our makeup differently, so you may not agree with my ranking. However, I will try and give you as much information about the products as I can so you can make your own mind up. So as you can see, my eyebrows are quite full. This one's a little bit shorter than this one. Yeah, I don't need to do a lot of reshaping, or I just don't want to do a lot of reshaping. I don't need to do a lot of filling. What I want from my eyebrows is usually a natural look, just kind of like complement the makeup. And by the way, today I've chosen this eyeshadow color on purpose, hoping that it will show the tones of the actual eyebrow product a little bit better. I can't speak, a little bit better. I do have a friend who's done a very similar video, and her eyebrows are thinner than mine. They're quite different. So if her video is public, I will link it in the description box because I think it will be quite useful to see how the products are like on somebody with different eyebrows. And that being said, let's get into it. I'll get you up close and we'll start applying these eyebrow products to my brows, starting with the worst one. So I'm hoping this is a good angle and good framing. The first two products are two that are discontinued in the UK, but I know that I have viewers from different countries, so I will include them. So it's a good thing they're discontinued because they're far from my favorite. And the first one is the Perfect Brow Powder Liner. Mine is in shade, I have a shade light brown, and this came in 7 shades and used to be £6 in the UK. Good things about it, reminds me of the 90s, early 2000s. I had an eyeshadow, I think it was from Victoria's Secret, when Victoria's Secret used to do lots of stuff, and it did the same thing. Bad things about it, has a lot of product. Like, you can tell just from that swatch that it's gonna have tons of fallout. So what I do is I try to get as much off as I can. I need to brush my brows a little bit, so I'll just get a spoolie. And I'll just start. I'm not gonna talk you through how I do my brows because this is one product that I never got along with. But once we get into the ones that I'm enjoying more, I'll tell you how I usually do my brows. So that's with it being wiped. So now I'm not going to wipe it to get a little bit more pigment. Oh, can you see it on my nose? This is why it is at the bottom. It's very fiddly. Has tons of fallout. I'm not even going to bother with the other brow. I guess you could set it with a clear brow gel after, but it's just a whole experience I'm not a fan of. So I've got 11 products in total. This is a number 11, and then I'm gonna do number 10. And number 10 for me is the Lionsmane Brow Mascara. This could be because it's my first and only experience with a colored brow gel. My criticism for this is that it catches so much product. I think I could do with even a smaller brush. Even though I have these thicker brows, I still feel the need of a smaller brush. And as you can see, it has a ton of product. It needs to be wiped quite a bit. The fact that I'm not so keen on this product could be just because of me and, you know, just not being used to this type of product. However, I've seen other people saying the same thing about different brow gels, which is that they're so messy. Like, it is so easy to go over. So I can imagine this getting really messy if you have thinner brows. Good thing about it is that you get a very intense color if that's what you're after. It does, oh man, it does set your brows. And so fiddly. You will see as we move on that I prefer products that are very quick to use, basically. I don't like to spend a lot of time doing my brows, and that will show in my preference for brow products. I'll also get a little bit close and I'll tell you another thing that I don't like about this. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, there's like little bits left in between all the hairs. Now, saying that, I will say that I have received compliments when I've worn this product, but after fiddling with it for quite a while. The Lionsmane mascara came in 4 shades, and this one is in soft brown, and it was either £9 or £10, I'm not quite sure. Okay, number 9, I have the MARC Perfect Brow Kit. I will insert a picture of the inside because that's how mine looks like at the minute. This one comes in 6 shades, and the retail price for this is £7. I think this is getting discontinued. I'm not entirely sure, but I haven't seen it in July. So alright, this also comes with a brush here, dual-ended brush that you can use one side for your powder and one side for your wax. I discarded my brush because I couldn't get along with it. I did get this one before I started to do my brows a little bit more regularly and got a little bit more used to that and developed my own little technique. So it could have something to do with that. This is actually one of their best sellers, or it used to be one of their best sellers, and I can see why. If you have a much thinner brow and you want a lot of freedom on how you do your brows, then this is a very good kit to have. It also it's very compact. You can just put it travel friendly. You can just put it in your purse if you want to, and it has a little mirror so you can actually look what you're doing, and you can have it like as a handbag mirror as well. So it is a very versatile product from that point of view. It's very useful. However, what I didn't like is that the powder is incredibly densely pressed, so you will use the wax up way sooner before you even make a dent in the powder. One good thing of it being very densely pressed is that you won't get fallout on your face like with the first powder. So to use this, I'm going to take an eyebrow brush, dip it into the powder. Did I say the color that mine is in? Mine is in light brown. And then I am going to start by lining the bottom of my brow, just make sure I get that definition. Actually, lots of times I prefer using an eyeliner brush, and I think I had the same issue with the brush that I had in here. It's quite a plasticky brush, so it's not always the best. Eyeliner brushes tend to be a lot thinner and you get a lot more control. And just fill where I need to. Oops. I always go with a spoolie to just make sure I blend out the powder. And then you dip your brush into the wax. Number 8, we have the MARC Tattoo Brow Micro Styler. This one only comes in 4 shades and the retail price for this is £9. My shade is medium brown. What I like about it is this head right here. It is quite nice and stiff, so it gives you those precise strokes. As you can tell from my swatches, it is very warm tone. All the shades in the tattoo brow are very, very warm tone, so that's something to be aware of. So again with this, it's quite a learning curve. You can use it in conjunction with other products as well. For example, you might want to line your brow to give your brow a little bit more definition. If you want to brush it and make sure that you blend it a little bit, you have to do it very quickly because it dries down and then you can't do anything with it. But if you want those brush strokes, those hair-like strokes even, then you have to be just short strokes and then just let it dry as it is. This does dry down a little bit more neutral, not as red as it was on first application, and it does stay on the full day, but it is fiddly and the color is not the best. If it matches you perfectly, then that's great, but it doesn't match me perfectly, so for that reason is at number 8. Another thing that I wanted to say about the brow tattoo liner: do not put eyebrow gel on top of it because you'll end up with purple brows. I've done that before. At number 7, we have the brown Line+Light duo pencil. Mine is in shade brunette. This one comes in 5 shades and it is £7 retail price. I did say mine is in shade brunette. That's brunette right there, and that's the highlight portion of it. The colors in this one are quite deceiving because you can see this is brunette, so it actually looks like it's a light brown, but the actual product itself is quite soft, so you can go with a soft hand to get a lighter color, or you can go with a heavier hand and you will get a much darker color. For that reason, and it can get heavy quite quickly, and it's why I use it mainly for Instagram pictures, because when I take close-ups they kind of like wash out, my eyebrows can wash out, so yeah, it's useful for that. So again, I start at the bottom of my brow, just define that line. So this is getting into how I usually do my brows. Then I brush with a spoolie to make sure it's blending, and then I start filling in. The highlight side of it, I used to like when I first got it, but now I don't so much. This one has a harder formula, so it's a little bit, you gotta press a little bit harder to get it to be seen, and it's not as easy to blend. But you can also use it in your inner corner. That's what I use it mostly for, if I do use it. And you could use it there maybe, but it's just nothing, not something that I usually prefer. At number 6 is the MARC Perfect Brow Creme Gel Pot or Creme Gel Pot. This is what it looks like. This one comes in 6 shades and it's £7. Again, with this you have a lot of control over it. You can do your brows, you can do that block brow with it. You can do them just like fill in what you need to fill in. I did find the shades quite good, but it's not in my top ones because again it takes quite a bit of time, but yeah, it does give you that more control or more creative control if you want to do something a bit more creative with your brows. My shade is soft brown, so the way I do it, I get an eyeliner brush. I kind of like brush the excess off on the back of my hand, And then I just do my usual technique of lighting the bottom of the brow. Ooh, that's way too much. Way too much on there still. And I just work between the brush and the spoolie to make sure everything is nice and blended. And then I go from the top and fill in my brows, leaving whenever I have a little bit less left on my brush. I'm then going right the front. Yeah, I needed to wipe the brush even more because there was quite a lot left on it. So as you can see, it's quite fiddly. For me anyway, for my makeup skills. Yeah, that's the gel pot. Another good thing about it is that I've had this particular one for over 2 years now, and it's still nice and soft and it hasn't dried out. It has been closed tightly in a drawer though. Okay, we're getting into the top 5. These are my favorite products that I'm finding a little bit hard to differentiate between. Okay, at number 5 we have the Brow Showcase. Again, the only reason this is a number 5 is because it does take a little bit more time to use it. However, once you mastered how to use it, you can get really, really nice brows. The Brow Showcase comes in light, medium and dark, and the retail price for this is £7. So this is light. I'll give you some swatches. So that's the swatches there. You get a lighter powder, a darker powder, and then a highlight. The highlight is absolutely amazing. You can also use it on your face. And the powders are really nice. You can also use them as eyeshadows. So if you want to really travel light, this is a nice palette to like to do more than one thing. Again, to use it, I would use an eyeliner brush. I just, like I said, I find them better than eyebrow brushes. So I start with the dark color, top of the excess. And the way you use this is very similar to how you would use an eyeshadow instead of eyebrow powder. So I will start further in because it's a darker shade. You want the lighter shade at the front. Just fill my brow in. And then I'm going into my lighter shade. And I'm define that my brow at the front. As usual, I'll go with the spoolie just to make sure everything is nice and blended. You can also go with a clear eyebrow gel after this to set everything in place. And for a highlight, I'm going to use that a little bit just to show you what it's like. It's such a nice highlight. It is very soft, blends super easy, you don't need a lot at all. So this is the Brow Showcase. It's also very cute packaging and then very satisfying magnetic closure. And number 4, we have the Mark Perfect Brow Sculpting Pencil. As you can tell, I had mine for quite a little while. These come in 6 shades and retail price is £7. Whoa! And mine just died. Right, let's see if we can manage. Alright, so they come with a slanted shape over there. And I find that these ones are probably the only ones that are a bit more on the cool tone. My shade is light brown. Yep, light brown. Could just see it. I know not everyone likes the shape. You do have, I think you do have to have thicker brows for this type of shape on the actual product to work for you. Mine just fell out and died, so I'll have to try and do it without it falling out again. So again, same technique. Do the bottom. think mine's dried out as well. Yeah, mine's quite dried out, but like I said, I did have it for quite a while. I will just try and give you a swatch. I'm just gonna give up on trying to do my brows with this. I was just holding on to it for this video because I did it with having so many eyebrow products. I didn't want to get another one, but yeah, it's just died. Okay, number 3, we have the dual-ended brow pencil with spoolie. The reason it's a number 3 is obviously the spoolie. It is very useful to have a 2-in-1 type of product, especially if you don't want to mess around with too many tools. And the spoolie is a little bit rigid, but not too bad. Right, this comes in 4 shades, and the price for this is £6. And my shade is dark brown. In contrast with this one, the colors on it are actually lighter. This is one that you do have to sharpen, but you can sharpen it with any cosmetic sharpener. It is quite soft, so you don't have to press very hard. And then go with the spoolie. You can obviously use the spoolie beforehand to brush your brows through first, but my brows are obviously brushed by now, and I always go with a much lighter hand at the front. And this is it. Let's give you a little swatch. That's the swatch there. Okay, at number 2 we have the Glimmerstick Brow Definer. This is such a classic for Avon. Mine is in shade light brown. This comes in 6 shades and it's usually £6. And it's a twisty up thing, which makes it very easy to use and very quick. I find this super quick to use and super convenient as well. And I think a product like this would suit all sorts of eyebrows as well. And the effect that I get, it's nice and natural. It's exactly what I'm looking for. So yeah, it is pretty much tied with number 1. It's actually between 4 and 1 I could do with either. They're all very close to each other when it comes to my preference. And also all the eyebrow pencil, and in particular the Glimmerstick one and my number 1 have all that waxy type of formula to them, so they will hold your brows at the same time as well. Right, now for number 1. If you've seen one of my Avon hauls, I told you that I was planning on doing this video, and this particular product is not going to be in because I would not have the chance to use it as much. Well, I've used it a few times and I fell in love with it straight away. So it is at my number 1, and this is the Ultra Precision Brow Pencil. My shade is light brown again. This comes in 5 shades and it's £7. And the reason that I like it more than the Glimmerstick one is because it's self-sharpening. And I will show you when I do my brows. I also have another video where I've used this. I will link it in the cards and down below. Again, like the Glimmerstick, it's this kind of like the same type of formula that I like. It is very easy to use, suitable for all types of brows in my opinion, suitable for more beginners in makeup as well, just like the Glimmerstick. It is very soft, so you don't have to press too hard. I don't know if you're like me, but if I press too hard on my brows, I start getting headaches, so that is quite important for me. And the best bit about it is that you can sharpen it, or you do either pull this down, or you can do it without pulling this down. And then you put it in the cap, twist until you hear click. There we are. And now it is sharpened again. And you have a nice sharp tip for the other brow. And this one and the Glimmerstick one, because the tips are just so small, you can be super precise with them, so I don't get any extra fiddling like I did with the other products. So they are very, very quick. Okay, there we are. All of my Avon eyebrow products ranked from worst to best. I think I do have all of them at this point, except for the Lisa Armstrong eyebrow pencil. And I hope that you'll take this as a guide to the eyebrow pencils, and you can decide which one is best for you, or which one is best for your customer if you're an Avon rep watching this. Don't forget to leave a like, as that really, really helps me up, or a thumbs up. Also subscribe and hit the bell so you know when I upload, and I will see you in my next one. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.